So, guys, this is a story about Rye Playland. For those of you that don't know about Rye Playland, it's a amusement park that's in Rye, New York, and it's owned by the county. It's owned by the county of Westchester, which it's a government-owned amusement park. It's the only amusement park in the United States that's owned by the government, that's owned by the county. And I used to work at this amusement park when I first started college a long time ago. I was actually a manager there, or one of the managers there. And when I worked there, we had they used to use tickets. Now they use wristbands. They used to use those cards that swipe you, had points, and they would swipe your card at the ride. Now it's a wristband. Well, let me tell you a story. What happened with these tickets? You can't get them anymore. These are from 2004. They changed it over this year. In 2004, 2005, I think is when they changed to cards, if I remember correct. Either way, what used to happen was this. You used to have kids at the park that used to work and run the rides. These were like high school kids that used to run these rides, believe it or not, they were young. And what would happen is you would buy this book of tickets. This book maybe cost, I don't remember, back in 2004, maybe 10 or 12 or 15 bucks. Anyway, you would buy these tickets. And what would happen is you would go to the ride, and the ride, let's say the ride was 3 tickets or 4 tickets. You would rip, the ticket, and you would give it to, the person that was running the ride. That person would then take these tickets and they would stick them in a box. At the end of the night, a guy like me would go around and I would collect these boxes, these boxes of tickets. And I would bring it back to like the central office. And then what they would do is, if I remember correctly, what we used to do, we used to weigh them. And somehow determining the weight of what the box was, you knew basically how many tickets were there, and that kind of worked out into how much money the ride made. Well, what was happening was the kids were taking these tickets, and you go to the ride, and the ride maybe 3 tickets, and you rip the 3 tickets, you would give it to the kid. Instead of the kid putting in the box, he would take the ticket, and he would, the group of tickets, and he would stick them like in another box, or he'd stick them in his pocket, right? And then what he would do is, after he had like 20 or 30 or 40 tickets, is he would take those tickets and he would resell them. So maybe if this box of 24, this thing of tickets that's 24 cost you maybe 10 or 15 bucks, he would get 24 tickets and sell for half price. So he would say, look, buy 24 tickets off of me, I'll give it to you for $5. And the park was losing a lot of money because of it. And that's when they changed over to a card, and then now it's a wristband, I believe. But this, I don't know, I found this in my house the other day. This is in mint condition. I mean, it's in really good condition. It's not worth anything. It's not worth anything. To me, it's worth something just because I worked. But I mean, I don't know if anybody would even pay for it. But Rye Playland is a great place. If you're on the East Coast and you want to see something very, very cool, go to Rye Playland. They redid it. They're doing things now differently, and the park is very, very good. It's along the coastline of the Long Island Sound. It's right near the water. There's a boardwalk. It has great rides. It has a couple of arcades, really good arcades with like video games and pinball machines. It's a really good place to go. If you have young kids, it has a good kiddie land. And it has a roller coaster that's pretty famous. It has the Dragon Coaster. Now, interesting fact about Rye Playland is, if you ever seen the movie Big with Tom Hanks, which was, I think, maybe 1984. I think it was that, whatever year the movie Big was with Tom Hanks, which is a great movie. That was filmed in Rye Playland. That scene where he's in the amusement park, he's trying to find that Zoltar machine, that's Rye Playland. Also, I believe Mariah Carey shot a music video there. And you know who else used to come there? Not Ron Perlman. Another famous, Tommy Hilfiger, used to come to Rye Playland all the time. It's a weird park because a lot of famous people come to this park, and they come like nonchalant. You would be working in the park, and then you would look and you would see someone, and you'd be like, oh, is that Tommy Hilfiger or is that Mariah Carey? And they would just kind of be in the park, like walking around, and you wouldn't think it was them because of this park, but it's one of these amusement parks that's just got some sort of thing about it. It's located in Rye, New York. There's a website. You can Google Rye Playland or Rye Playland, New York, and you could see everything. The place is fantastic. I suggest that you take a ride there or a trip there to see. It's definitely worth the day. It's beautiful. It's right near the water. It's fantastic. I don't know. I wanted to share that with you. These tickets are, to me, they're just, sentimental and they're valuable, and I'll keep them for another, it's 2015, so these tickets are 11 years old. I'll keep them for another, I guess, as long as I live. To me, it's a great part of history, and hopefully that Rye Playland will be there, for another 100 years. I believe the park is about 100 years old. It's got a carousel there that's about 100 years old, something like that. But it's amazing. So take a ride to Rye Playland. But that is the Rye Playland story. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe. I hope to see you guys soon. Have a great rest of the week. And that's it. All right? Bye-bye.